long show from a studio in Atlanta in over 20 years. But before we did, I thought that I should bring you two out and we should review what happened last night on the Fox network on nationwide television. I want you two to know you have embarrassed Fox Network. You've embarrassed me. You've embarrassed Channel 36. And you've embarrassed Ross Schaefer.
Rossi?
How can you sit here and be pleased over what you've done? Especially in All Day Today with what you did to Rhubarb Jones.
A lot of guys, a lot of superstars in wrestling, years, 10 and 20 years to get to where we did just last night, right, Paul?
That's
we did
right.
last night just a few
Nationwide
seconds.
TV.
Nationwide.
Which one is that one on? All right, let's do this. Let's go back to about 11:45 last night, nationwide on the Fox network, and let's show you what these two men did.
Okay. Oh, we're cooking right now. Here we go. Right now we're going to Atlanta, Georgia. There's a big event there. It's kind of fun, too. It's the annual Wrestlethon. If you like big-time wrestling, they are raising money for a very worthy charity. And it's a lot of fun if you're a die-hard fan. Now, this year, the money goes to outfitting Atlanta police officers with bulletproof vests. So now we're going via satellite to Atlanta with Joe Pedicino and Bonnie Blackstone from WATL TV Channel 36. Are you there?
Yes, Ross.
Oh, you can hear it.
Hey, listen, buddy, it's great to have the Fox Network and the Late Show here on Wrestlethon 88, and this is our third annual Wrestlethon. We're here to raise money, as you said, to buy a bulletproof vest for the Atlanta police officers.
That's right, and here Wrestlethon 88 hopes to raise enough money to purchase between 200 and 300 of these life-saving devices.
That's right, the type that Gil Fernandez is showing us here. And also, Ross, one of the things we're going to do is introduce you to one of the top up-and-coming wrestlers here in the Atlanta area.
Can I
Joey
ask
Mag.
what is this? Uh-oh. Oh, looks like a fight has broken out.
Holy dangerously, what is this man doing here?
What? Joe, we didn't expect this would happen.
And Paulie dangerously, we're going to let you go on the Fox Network.
Yeah.
What is Ross Schaefer and let Bonnie Blackstone dye her hair or let you come out and eat two
Oh, no.
You are wrong, Fat Joe. We are here today to
Joe?
show everybody what professional
Joe,
wrestling
how's
is
your
all
blood
about.
pressure, Joe?
This man is supposed to be here tomorrow night
Well,
for our live wrestling in the studio segment.
Looks like
And he
Wrestlethon has
has
gotten
no
off to an
business
early
in the
start.
ring while we're on the Fox Network. Look at, wait a minute, that's the hot shot.
Oh, boy.
What is this? What the?
Well, I guess
This man,
who could have predicted
you
something like that
had
would
no
happen,
business.
yeah.
You had no business. Bonnie,
Can I,
all I can do is
think about wrestling is you never are able to get a word in.
apologize for Ross Schaefer asked you to do that.
Yeah.
You are not supposed to...
Wait a minute.
Joe?
Wait a minute. Ross.
Yeah?
Ross, I'm sorry. All I can do is apologize for the actions of these men and tell you we wanted to talk to you and tell you about Wrestlethon 88, and I'm sorry, Ross.
Well, I'm sure you had nothing to do with it.
Ross Schaefer, this is all your fault, because if you had Hot Step Eddie Gilbert and Paulie Dangerously on the Late Show, on the Fox Network, we wouldn't have to beat up a punk like that. It's your fault, Ross, and he's going to send the hospital bill to you, my friend. Ross, I'm sorry. All I can do is apologize for what has happened.
Well, okay, Joe, we have to go, but if you could get a sedative for those guys.
All right, listen, it's chaos here, Ross. Can we just send it back to you in L.A.?
Really fun guys. Okay, we're going to come back. Bye, Joe. We're going to return with Thomas Dolby and Kathleen Beller after this, so please.
Well, we saw it again, and you shook Ross Schaefer up.
Now, what do you want to know?
I think you should turn and apologize myself.
Maybe why we did it?
Who paid us?
Why we came on. The actual truth. You want to know the truth. All the people want to know the truth, right?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Gordon Sully put us up to it. I don't believe that. I know better than that.
He called up. What did he say? He called up and he said, I need y'all two to go on and run the Late Show with Joe Pedicino.
I know better than that. I know better than that. Look, you two. I know better than this. I know better.
You know why he hates you,
Joe Petitino.
I know better than this.
You know why he hates
They know better than this. Gordon is a good friend of mine. And look, let me tell you something. With what you've been doing for the past 2 days and the way you acted today and what you did to Rhubarb, they're not going to believe. They know better. I know better than that. Gordon Soley wouldn't do anything like that. And out of everything...
Gordon Soley is still calling me up every week saying,
listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When you're down there and it's hot as you know what, one of the main reasons you're going to think about it, you're going to look up and you're going to say, because you're going
anymore. You're not here announcing the Southern Championship Wrestling. You don't have to put up with us wrestlers. If you don't like it, leave, okay? You don't have to come here with the big boys in Southern Championship. You don't have to go to the CWF.
We're going to take a break. We're going to take a break and be back with the first live wrestling in Atlanta in over 20 years.
This is the Wrestlethon Spectacular. Live wrestling action from the studios of WATL. Now, here are your hosts, Joe Petitino and Bonnie Blackstone.
Rhubarb, as everybody can see and hear, we are live in the studios of WATL. We've got over 200 people packed into this studio for what is going to be 2 hours of the greatest wrestling action in Atlanta history.
I'll tell you what, Joe, WATL bringing live wrestling back on television, and what an honor it is to be a part of that.
Let me ask you a question. You and I have done this, Rick Stewart, we've been together, we've done this for a while now. Are you nervous?
Kind of.
I'm scared to death. We've been here all day doing this live, and all of a sudden tonight we find ourselves in front of a packed house, and I am sitting here shaking in my boots.
I'll tell you what, we're all excited about the live show, but how about the history of pro wrestling in Atlanta? Was that a great show or what? Huh? Joe, great job, great job.
I think we should thank Mr. Wrestling number 2 for being here and being a part of it. He did a great job. Standing by right now on our Superstars of Wrestling set, let's go over to a lady who's going to be a big part of our live show tonight, Bonnie Blackstone.
Thanks, Joe and Rhubarb. As you could tell, our studio is jam-packed, full of wrestling fans looking forward to tonight's live action. Now, Joe and I have been out most of the afternoon at live appearances raising money, and many of you have also gone out and contributed at the live appearances and in these nice little Magic Market cans, and we would like to thank you for doing that. As you might have known, this afternoon while Joe and I were gone, the antics of Paul E. Dangerously and Missy Hyatt took over, and we'd like to apologize once again to Rhubarb. Right now, though, exciting action lies ahead, and let's go to the dressing room where Rick Stewart is standing by. Before we go to the dressing room, let's just talk for just a second about the things that we are going to expect here tonight. They're not quite ready. Now, Missy Hyatt is scheduled to be here tonight, and she will be signing posters, as I understand. She has a brand-new poster, a nice wicker chair, and she was here earlier today and made comments that this was going to be the Missy Hyatt telethon. Right now, though, standing by, I understand, Rick Stewart is in the dressing room, not with Missy Hyatt, but with wrestling stars. Rick?
Thank you very much, Bonnie. Fans here in Atlanta as part of Wrestlethon 88 get a very unique opportunity today. In just a couple of minutes, you'll get a chance to see one of the most controversial and dangerous teams in professional wrestling. I'm speaking, of course, of the gentleman with me, Brad and Bart Batten, the sensational Batten twins.
Hey, Cool Breeze, there's a lot of people out there that might not recognize the sensational Batten twins, or maybe they've heard their name and never actually seen us in person. And we've got a lot of things to prove here to these people in Atlanta. There's a lot of great tag teams that's come through and down the sport of professional wrestling, a lot of great brother tag teams. I'm talking about the Briscoes, I'm talking about the Funks, I'm talking about all those brothers out there that have been tag teams. But ain't nobody out there been a tag team like the sensational Batten twins, because we're identical twins. What better combination can you have of guys thinking together, and guys that look so good as we do look, and the guys that walk the walk and talk the talk, and nobody can do it like the sensational Batten twins. But Breeze, the thing that we got on all these tag teams around here, we're talking about teams like TNT. That's a big joke to the sensational Batten twins. We've got one thing on you guys out there that I don't think anybody knows. And that's intelligence right here. That's right, brother. We both graduated from college with a 4.0 average. We graduated cum laude. And Tommy Rich and Ted Oates, you were probably lucky to graduate, thank the Lordy, were they, Brad?
Now, fans, a lot of people claim the Batten twins use their remarkable physical resemblance to their own advantage, and you, sir, you know very well that I've seen it happen before.
Say, Rick Stewart, you know, we get all these accusations all the time, and there's not anywhere on film or anywhere that anybody's ever seen that can actually prove that we've pulled a switch out there at any time. Because we don't have to do that, you see, because we are the state-of-the-art tag team wrestling. All you have to do is go out there, use our looks, use our great athletic ability, and we get the job done every time, baby.
Fans will get a chance to see the sensational Batten twins in just a couple of minutes. Right now, let's go back to Joe Pedicino.
Well, the Batten twins going to be an exciting addition to Southern Championship Wrestling. Not real happy about their attitude, and I tell you, the referees are going to have a tough time. These two guys are identical twins. They look exactly alike, and we have caught them on tape before making illegal switches.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing the performance of the Batten twins. It's really going to be a great night.
All right, our first match is standing by. We are going to go to a break, and when we come back, we'll be in the ring with the beginning of our live spectacular here from the WATL studios.
Good evening from Atlanta, Georgia, bringing some good old deep South Georgia style wrestling. Coming in the ring right now, we have 440 pounds from West Virginia. This is the sensational Batten twins. Coming from the other side of the ring, some homeboys from Dawsonville, Georgia, at 224 pounds, Steve Pritchard. At 220 pounds, Hot Rod Finley.
Well, Rhubarb, here we go. The first live wrestling to happen in Atlanta on TV in over 20 years. And we want to emphasize we are live in the studios of Channel 36 right now. You're seeing it as it's happening. Rhubarb, this should be a great match. We've got Hot Rod Gerald Finley and his partner Steve Pritchard taking on the sensational Batten twins out of West Virginia. And Wolfman calls for the bell. And our first match is underway. And right now, and I've got to tell you the truth, I don't know if that's Bard or Brad, the Batten twins.
Well, Steve Pritchard getting this crowd all fired up. Steve, of course, his hometown is Dawsonville, Georgia, the home of driving great Bill Elliott. Look at
there we have a good move by the Batten twin, who is, gosh, I wish I could tell if this was Bart or Brad. I'm just going to call him the Batten twin. Another good move brings Steve Pritchard over once again. The crowd is really getting into our live wrestling event. As you can see, we've got a jam-packed auditorium. We've got over 200 people here in the studios of Channel 36. And let's give credit where credit is due. The Batten twin is an outstanding wrestler and so far has shown many good moves already. And Steve Pritchard showing a little bit of frustration.
Well, he's taken 3 good hits on this mat. Now, whoa, there's Steve. Steve going to work now. Ha! Look out. Steve Pritchard, I've never seen him like this.
So this is what happens when you get frustration from
Whoa!
Steve Pritchard, I guess. Showing some great moves there. Now the referee has to be careful when either one of these Batten twins go out of the ring to make sure it's the same one who climbs back in the ring.
I tell you what, you just about can't tell who's what without a scorecard. Hot Rod Finley giving Steve Pritchard some good encouragement here. We're going to see some great wrestling tonight. No question about it, Joe.
That's right. We've got a headlock now on Steve Pritchard by Batten. Comes off with a big shoulder over. Look at those. Great wrestling. Great wrestling moves by Steve Pritchard. And I think Steve Pritchard is showing right here that he can hold his own with these Batten twins, Rhubarb.
Joe, I've heard you refer to Steve Pritchard as one of the great young lions in Southern Championship Wrestling. I have never seen Steve Pritchard wrestle better than he is tonight.
You know,
here
the
on live
adrenaline
television.
has to flow when these guys know that they are on live television going throughout the entire Georgia area.
Well, Hot Rod is now getting his chance at the Batten Twins out of the state of West Virginia, and he's applying that headlock, the pressure there.
Gerald Finley now with a headlock, and Rhubarb, my adrenaline's flowing a little bit. Like I told you a while ago, I'm nervous about being here on live TV. Look at this.
Whoa!
Whoa!
What a move by Gerald Finley. Look at this. Look
Now
at
you know why they call him Hot Rod.
Yes, sir. Look at that arm lock. They're making the tag there with Steve Pritchard.
That's right, another tag. Pritchard comes in. You can see him working on the arm of the Batten twin. And now he's got that arm wringer on him, turning and twisting that arm. That's got to hurt. Rhubarb, the fans, I have never seen a crowd so excited and so much into the wrestling as this crowd we've got here today.
Joe, they are absolutely in a lather here, and it's our first match of the night. We've got 2 hours of live wrestling right here on WATL.
That's right. And oh, a big forearm by, and I think this one is Brad. I believe this is Brad Batten.
Well, that forearm went right to the throat of Steve Pritchard.
Throws Pritchard now out of the ring. Pritchard now down.
What's this?
And now
What's
this
this
is
right
a
here?
hard. What? The other Batten twin came off the top rope, as you saw right there, right onto the back. The Battens now throwing Steve Pritchard back. And let's emphasize, this is a hard concrete studio floor. No padding. This floor is solid concrete.
Solid concrete, hard as a rock. There's no carpeting, no padding whatsoever. And I'll tell you what, it's hard enough falling down on that ring, but falling on that concrete, now that's something else altogether.
Well, right now, the Batten twins taking charge on Steve Pritchard. Now, look at this move.
Now, what is this?
Look at that move.
Joe
They
Finley.
came off the ropes, Pritchard's down, and he's able to come out. A little cockiness by the Batten twin, Rhubarb.
Well, Steve Pritchard is, as you refer to him as a young lion, he's never been a quitter. We've seen him lose some tough matches, but I'll tell you what, this kid is wrestling better than I've ever seen him wrestle, but he is definitely getting put on him tonight by these Batten twins out of West Virginia. Absolute
We have a great
punishment.
lineup of wrestling coming up on tonight's show. Mr. Wrestling number 2 will be in a bounty match in just a few minutes against Manny Fernandez. Tommy Rich takes on Joey Maggs. We've got the ladies. We've got a 6-man tag match. And right now in the ring,
What is this going on here? What is
while
this?
one of the Batten twins keeps the referee's attention, the other one choking and pulling Steve Pritchard over the top rope. Power slam now by the Battens. What is this?
What is this?
Rick, what's going on here?
I don't know, Joe. I was up front. There was some kind of disturbance in the security area, coming into Channel 36.
Well, we can't take deliveries.
All I can say is this box was delivered at the front door about 3 minutes ago. On the side of it, I don't know if the camera can get it. It's addressed to Mr. Wrestling number 2.
Joe,
I don't understand.
Rick, Wrestling 2 has a lot of fans in the Atlanta area. Maybe a fan sending in something.
But I don't think a fan had sent him a box marked warning, danger.
All right. Rick, can you check on this and find out exactly what's going on? Wouldn't you know that right in the middle of a live television program, we'd start having situations like that. Now, in the ring, the Batten twins showing some double teaming. Pritchard able to kick out once again, though. I see Gordon Clements, the president of Southern Championship Wrestling, in attendance tonight. I am going to try and talk to Gordon during our next break and find out the situation on this box and find out what is going on and who would deliver a box like that. Rhubarb.
Well, there's been a bounty on the head of Wrestling 2.
I know, and that makes me wonder about what would be going on and why somebody would deliver something like that. Now, they knew we were on live television. Obviously, whoever sent that box knew we were on live TV. In the ring, Steve Pritchard turning the tables. He needs to make the tag. He made it. Here comes Hot Rod Finley. And the Batten twin backing up now. Headbutt by Finley. The other Batten twin, same treatment. Gerald Finley rocking and rolling.
Holy cow!
Gerald Finley introduces the Batten twins, and now all four men are in the ring.
I'll tell you, Joe.
Lots of excitement. Rick, any word?
Joe, I still don't understand who it's from. The security guard just signed for it and had it wheeled into the station. It came through a regular courier service. That's about all I can tell you right now.
All right, well, in the ring right now, we see Gerald Finley. The Batten twin comes off the other, and there's the switches we were talking about, Rhubarb. That's not the legal Batten twin in the ring, but there's your 3 count.
That was a tough one. That was a tough one. That was a tough one.
There's your 3 count. The winners are the Batten twins, and right now, we've got a special VTR that we want to show you, this special interview from Bruiser Brody and Chris Adams. You take a look at it right now.
Adams coming up together, and you fans are going to get a chance to see him Thursday night, June the 23rd, Athens, Georgia. The J&J Sports Arena bell time is 8 o'clock. Plus, on Friday night, June the 24th, the Gentleman and the Bruiser will be in Calhoun, Georgia, the Red Bud High School. And when these two get together, man, who knows what's going to happen, gentlemen, Chris?
A little bit of an unusual tag team, wouldn't you say?
I think it will
but
work,
you know,
though.
I like it, you see, because Bruiser and I have a lot in common. I've been talking lately about thinking about life and discussing it with myself and saying, well, what I like is to be in charge of my own destiny. And that's exactly what I am. I'm in charge of my own destiny, and I'm here today because I want to be. Now, I'm going to be in Athens and Calhoun, and Bruiser and I will be there. And you know, people like Manny Fernandez, I dislike, simply for the reason they're bullies, and they don't allow you to do things like...
Wait a minute. Chris and I have been friends for a long time, but one thing we disagree on is Manny Fernandez and Dick Slater being bullies. They ain't big enough to be bullies. Dick Slater and Manny Fernandez are nothing but punching bags. Get that straight. You hear me, Dick Slater? You remind me of that bolo punching bag I had when I was a boy. Bow, bow. He'd come back up. Bow, bow. He'd come back up. Finally, I'd get mad, and I'd hit him, and when we went to come up that next time, I'd kick him right in the face. So you ain't no bully. You ain't no bully, Slater. You ain't no bully, Manny. See you in Athens. See you in Calhoun.
Just 2 of the many stars here on Southern Championship Wrestling, Bruiser Brody and Chris Adams. Have we found out anything? Can we get a camera on this black box that was delivered during this match? And Rick, do we have any word on what's going on in this box and what's happening, and why was this box delivered during this show?
Joe, I'm just as much in the fog about this as you. All I know was that it was delivered especially to Mr. Wrestling number 2, and we saw them wheel it out here in the middle of this. The best thing that we could probably do is try to find Mr. Wrestling number 2 and see what this thing is all about.
All right, could you see real quick if you can find it? You know, Rhubarb, Wrestling 2, a living legend. He was here on the History Special. We've talked about the bounty situation, all the things that were going on, and I just, you know, and then to have somebody deliver during, they had to know it was live. They had to know we were on.
Well, as I've said, that baseball has Hank Aaron and Roger Maris. Football has Johnny Unitas.
We brought it in a couple of minutes ago, brother.
They delivered it. It has a sign on it, Wrestling 2, that says danger, warning, keep out, special delivery to Wrestling 2. And it's been sitting here. Now, I know you've got a match coming up in just a little while later in the show, a $5,000 bounty match with Manny Fernandez. Do you think it might have anything to do with that?
It could be. I don't know. I was just fixing to climb out of my coat and everything else. You know, I'm fed up with this business. You know, I'm sick to my stomach about it. Every time I turn around, there's someone behind a curtain or behind some doggone thing. Now it's a box. Let's settle this once and for all. Let me just go over there and open the box.
Well,
if there's someone in it...
Do you think that's wise? Do you think that's wise?
You might not want to.
I mean, look.
Sometimes it's best to let sleeping dogs lie.
We're here on live television, too. And I mean, you know...
Let me tell you something. I have dealt with danger ever since I was rocked out of the cradle. And I've dealt with it ever since I've been in this business. And I'm going to probably have to deal with it until I fall over dead. So right now, all I want to do is find out what's in it, who's in it, or if there's anything in it.
Your call. All right, well, Rick, Wrestling 2 is going to go over, and we're going to find out exactly what's in that box. What is this?
Wait a minute.
Buck, that's Buck Robley, Rick.
Where did he come from?
This man has been in a hospital for 4 years.
This man has been barred from every wrestling promotion in the country. Buck Robley here?
How did Colonel Buck... We're going to have help, Rick. Look at this. This man was one of the top wrestling stars. 4 years ago, he was put away. Look at the brace. Look at the brace on his arm. This man was known to put people out of wrestling. He was a bounty hunter. I cannot believe... How did this man get a permit to be here?
How did he get a license to be here?
Somebody is going to have to stop. We're going to have to get some help. Rhubarb, somebody's got to do something here. Wrestling 2 was caught completely by surprise. I don't think he thought there was a person in the box myself. I thought he thought something was being delivered. Now look at this. This is Buck Robley. Buck Robley has put people... Look at it. He's got that brace. Rick, if you're in the back, Rick, we've got to get some help out here. Buck Robley. So this is the man who's been going after the bounty. And look at that. He's using that brace, and we said this is a hard concrete floor. Rick, we've got to get somebody in here.
I've been back. We've got a messenger headed back for the dressing room. It's a long way back there. That brace is loaded with steel. That's what it's reputed to be. If we don't get somebody out here fast,
somebody needs to do something, Joe. Somebody needs to do something.
We've got to get this man off of Wrestling 2. He's going to go after I see blood. He's going to go after the mask. There's no doubt. So, if they're watching the monitor, we've got to
have somebody here. This guy's a maniac.
You may think.
And the scene here in our studio is, it's just almost silent. They're carrying Mr. Wrestling number 2. We're carrying him out. We've got some guys coming, some of the wrestlers coming in now to help to get Wrestling 2 out. We've got blood coming from the shoulder, from the head. Just Rick, how in the world did Colonel Buck Robley, the man hasn't wrestled in 4 years.
I don't know, Joe, but
the man doesn't have no promotion in the world would license that man to wrestle.
I've been associated and been in different areas where Buck Robley's been before, and I'll tell you this. He is the most devious, nasty, most nothing happening individual I've ever run across in my career. If anybody was low enough to backstab a guy like Wrestling 2, it had to be Colonel Buckley Christopher George Robley.
Well, Robley has been known for putting people completely out of the wrestling business. He was known as a bounty hunter. He was known as a man who would do anything for money. And what we have seen is obviously that must be true. $5,000, and he could very well have ended the career, it looks like, of Mr. Wrestling number 2. Did you see the shoulder?
Yes, and it's very bad. You guys could excuse me. I want to get back and see how 2's doing.
All right. Also, let's get our next match and get it in the ring. Rhubarb, I tell you, live television, but that we don't expect something like that, you know?
Joe, I've never seen anything like that in my life. Wrestling 2 is bleeding. I don't know what artery. I wish I knew more about it.
Bleeding very badly from the shoulder it came from.
The shoulder, the heart,
down in here.
But I've never seen anything like that. There was no point in that happening.
All right. We're going to go to the ring now for our next match. This one featured Tommy Rich, and we'll try to get an update on Wrestling 2 and find out exactly what's going on.
Now we have from Baltimore, Maryland, at 220 pounds, the explosive Joey Maggs versus the Atlanta's Wildfire at 238 pounds, Tommy Rich.
Rhubarb, this whole place is literally in shock.
Well, I'll tell you what, Joe, I'm going to be going back from time to time to try to find out what the condition of Wrestling 2 is. I make no bones about it. I make I don't hide the fact that I'm a big fan of Wrestling 2s, and I'm worried.
Well, I'm very worried. We just carried. We literally had 6 of the wrestlers carry Wrestling 2 out of here. Rhubarb, I'm so shook up over what we've just seen. The man was out here for 2.5 hours with me as the co-host on the History Special, and then to see somebody pull a stunt like that, and that's all it was a stunt. Wrestling 2 wasn't expecting somebody to come out of that box. He was expecting, if anything, a message or a warning.
How did
or
a
something.
maniac get a license? How did a man who has been in an institution like that get a license to wrestle?
I don't know. That's the next question we have, is exactly that.
Okay, Joe, let's go to the ring right now. Tommy Wildfire Rich and Joey Maggs. Maggs putting a little arm pressure on Tommy Rich. Tommy has always been a big crowd favorite here in the Atlanta area. As well, he's been a crowd favorite all over. Tommy, of course, was in, I think he did some wrestling in Japan back in the spring, wasn't he, Joe?
Yes, he went over, and he's going back, as a matter of fact, a little bit later in the year. Joey Maggs right now with a headlock on Tommy Wildfire Rich. Tommy picks him up, drops him right on the back of his head. Tommy Wildfire Rich now brings Joey Maggs over. There's that big fist right to the forehead. And I think Tommy's trying to show Joey Maggs something here. You know, he's got to be concerned just as much about what's going on with Wrestling 2. He had this match coming up, or I'm sure he would have been out to help.
I'm going to tell you something, Joe. If something like that could happen to Wrestling 2, it could happen to Tommy Rich, it could happen to anybody. And I am absolutely incensed. I'm going to go back here in just a bit to see. I don't know. I'm sure they had to call an ambulance.
Well, yes, I'm sure of that. We had an ambulance, service that told us if we needed anything tonight that we had an emergency number to call. I got to tell you, they tell us that every time we do wrestling.
Well, Joe,
as you know, when we're at Miss Kitty's or we're in Henderson's Arena, they tell us the number for the ambulance service, but we never think you're going to have to use it. I guess you might say it's sort of like these bulletproof vests. You have them around, but you hope you never have to use it.
Well, Joe, there is a healthy puddle of blood over there on the studio floor. There's no question in my mind that they had to call an ambulance for Wrestling 2.
Oh, I'm sure Wrestling 2 is in bad shape. Wrestling 2 had a big bounty match tomorrow night in Marietta at the Civic Center, and I'll just tell you right now, there's no way that he's going to be able to make that match. We're going to have to talk to Gordon Clements and see what will happen tomorrow night in Marietta. But just
$5,000 or no $5,000, there's no room for that. No room for that.
I couldn't agree more, Rhubarb. Rick Stewart is in the back trying to find out some of the details, and hopefully we'll be bringing you some of the details on what the condition is of Mr. Wrestling number 2. Right now, Tommy Rich is in the ring, and he's got Joey Maggs. Joey Maggs with a head straight into the abdomen, taking the breath out. Here comes a big body slam. Now Maggs returns the fist to the forehead that he got from Tommy a few minutes ago.
Oh, that knee to the back. Joey Maggs inflicting a lot of pressure to the neck to Tommy Rich.
Rhubarb, we've got Bonnie Blackstone over with some of the fans, and right after this match, we're going to be going to her and talking to her about some of the things going on.
Let's see, Joey Maggs. Tommy Rich going after hot and heavy. People, this is live. First time we've had live wrestling on television in Atlanta in over 20 years.
Whoa, and there's that big loose end press. And there's the Tommy Wildfire Rich, successful. And right now, let's go over to Bonnie Blackstone and one of our young fans.
Wrestlethon 88 continuing here live in the studio. Action taking place inside the ring and on the outside. These fans are really pumped up. Right now, let me take the opportunity to speak to 3 young gentlemen sitting here in our audiences. What is your name, sir? Chad Barucki? All right, Chad, and who you got sitting here beside you? Ryder Gordon. All right, and who's your friend, Ryder?
Jeff Blackerby.
All right, now where are you from? Conyers, Georgia. Conyers, Georgia. All right. You think the action here tonight is exciting?
Yeah. Very much.
All right. You look forward to Wrestlethon all week long?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you guys were out here a minute ago, and you saw the action that took place with the Batten twins. Now, did they swap when they were out here a minute ago?
Yeah, they swapped.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Okay. I tell you what, guys, we appreciate you coming down to the studio. And I tell you what, we're going to get ready now to go to a commercial break. And when we come back, we'll have more action live, Wrestlethon 88 style.
Wrestlethon Central. And let me...
All our fans, our fans in Atlanta.
We're popular
tonight.
I have had nothing but trouble with you two since last night on the Fox show. Now, later today, you've got a big match.
It wasn't for us, right,
That's
Paul?
right, it would be.
Very boring
It'd
life,
be very boring.
Except for Paulie Dangerously, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, and Bonnie Blackstone. You have a very boring life, right?
They love us. They love us. Can I make the offer now?
I think so. Go right ahead.
Joe, everybody in the world knows that I used to manage Tommy Rich. Everybody also used to know or knows the history of each. Get it close up. Come on.
Come on.
Did they pay you enough? Huh? Get it close up.
Camera right there.
You got it? That one? Is that? Hey. You have it close up?
You two, I cannot believe.
No, do you see what the picture is?
It's you and
You
Tommy.
getting the picture?
Okay.
Tommy Rich and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert as partners right there.
Okay.
Partners, a new fabulous one.
Now, let's tell the truth. Tommy Rich is never coming back to Paulie Dangerously. But would Tommy Rich ever go back with Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert? So,
No.
okay. Don't forget, I've done a lot to Tommy, but Eddie's never done anything to Tommy. Tommy.
Come on. Hold it. There's my buddy now. How you doing, Tommy?
Tommy, I want to ask both of you to remember we're on live television.
Listen, please. I know you hate my guts. And to be honest with you,
I don't know why.
and to be honest with you, after all the things I did to you, I don't blame you. Okay? The threat, the arm, the thing, all right? I did a lot of rotten things, Tommy, and I'm not going to apologize to you because you know I'm not that kind of a guy. But Eddie's never done anything to you, okay? And I know that you're kind of mad at Eddie for being with me, but I'll make you an offer right now. Have one match with Eddie. One match. I don't care when or where. Have one match with Eddie. If Eddie beats you, you come back with Eddie. I don't have to control your career, but I still control Eddie, and I at least have Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert back together again. That's my dream. I'll never have you and Austin Idol again, but I do want you and Eddie Gilbert because you're better than you and Austin ever were. And I'll make it even happier for you, Tommy. If you beat Eddie, I will leave you alone for the rest of your life. I'll even tell you what, if I'm in an area...
Tommy, something's up.
If I'm in an area and you come in, I'll leave. If I'm in New York and you come in, I'll leave. If I'm in Atlanta and you come in, I'll leave. No matter where I am, if you show up, I'll leave.
Tommy,
You know,
something's
he's
up.
always had that problem running that mouth. You know, you need a little switch on him to turn him off. You know, as far as Eddie and myself, hey, you know, Eddie and me were friends. We were a good tag team together. And I'll tell you one better than that.
together, Tommy.
I'll tell you one better than that.
Okay.
Instead of us even having to wrestle each other, because I know you're a heck of a partner. Just tell him to leave, take his walking papers, get his bag, and go home, and you and me will tag up right now. It's that simple. I ain't got to wrestle.
So you get rid of Paulie Dangerously.
We'll see what friendship's all about. We'll see what friendship's all about.
No, wait a minute.
my friend?
Yeah, I am your friend. I think we should be back together as partners. This was Paul's idea, though, Tommy. This was his idea. And I think it's a very good idea. And he's putting a lot around him. Come on. I think it's a fair deal, all right? You're a great athlete. I think I'm a great athlete. Let's see, sooner or later, sometime, let's have the match, and he'll leave you alone if you beat me.
I won't even be
Well, you're not going to bother me to begin, Dangerously. You know?
Okay.
I got my phone number changed so you couldn't call me all the time, you know?
That was funny.
Tommy, what do you think?
Hey,
Tommy, think about us.
I won't even
Think
be
about
I'll
us.
tell you what.
what do these people think? Y'all want me to wrestle?
tell you what, Joe.
I'll wrestle him,
How about tonight? I know you just, listen, hold it. I know you just had a match, but let me ask you a question. How about tonight?
People free, watching it at home live here on 36 with your Wrestlethon. It's great, but I think it takes a little bit more money for me and Tommy Rich.
I think it's time to put your money where your mouth is. Tonight, right here.
I mean, somewhere like that, I mean, somewhere where they got a
Right here.
on this nationwide TV.
Right here on live television tonight. If you want...
I ain't got nothing to hide. I didn't come out here and make no challenge.
Are you all right for tonight? You ready? You ready for that? All right. He'll take your deal, but it's on TV tonight.
Yeah, I'll do it. We'll do it tonight and get it free. That'll be free. All these rednecks.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Live tonight or forget it?
Hey, and you know one thing about that picture right there? You know, when we were the fans, Paul Dangerously wasn't even thought of. So why you think we need a little geek like that around, Willie? You want to wrestle me? We'll wrestle tonight.
All right, dude. That's the order, man. That's for everybody here tonight. That's for everybody at home tonight. That kind of man, hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert, Paul D. Dangerously. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Tonight on live television, main event anywhere in the world today. All right, later tonight, your man.
You're going to see wrestling. Hey, which camera's on over here, huh? Come on. Tonight, the fans come back together. Tommy Rich, welcome back to the Dangerous Alliance.
Or Paulie Dangerously never bothers Tommy Rich again. We'll go to a break.
And you forget all this nonsense. Quit being a commentator and get out of the TV. When Tommy Rich is
we'll take a break.
I won't have to bother him because he'll be with us.
We've got more action coming up, and now that big main event. But first, let's go to this commercial timeout.
With Ranger Ross, after the brutal attack on Wrestling 2, Ranger, I know you've been in the dressing room. Tell me what everybody wants to know. How is Mr. Wrestling number 2?
Well, you know, that's a good question, Rick. I don't know the extent of Wrestling 2's injury. You know, I've been out in hostile environments and I fought in combat, and I ain't never seen nothing like this. And it really saddens me right now because Wrestling 2 is a good friend of mine, and you can see I'm kind of shaking a little bit, Rick. I'm a little nervous because I really don't know how bad the man's hurt. And as you can see from what's left of Mr. Wrestling number 2, this shirt is just drenched in blood. This is Mr. Wrestling 2's blood. Now, Mr. Wrestling number 2 took me under his wing a long time ago. And he told me that a lot of things in professional wrestling ain't pretty. This is not pretty at all. Buck Robley, I don't have to come out here and talk to Mr. Wrestling number 2. And I feel kind of bad right now coming out talking for Mr. Wrestling number 2, but he's unable to from what you've done. Let me put it to you like this. Buck Robley, for some of you people don't know, has been kicked out of every major wrestling organization in the United States and countries abroad. Now how he slipped through the security of Southern Championship Wrestling and get a wrestling license here is beyond me. I'm not going to hold Southern Championship Wrestling responsible for this. Buck Robley, you're responsible for this. This is blood, man. And you remember, you drew first blood. And I know Mr. Wrestling number 2. Any situation, I know he'll crawl up and he will avenge himself. I don't need to avenge Mr. Wrestling number 2. Because let me tell you something, Buck. You drew first blood. Y'all have to excuse me. I'm a little shook up about this. Because I don't know how bad Mr. Wrestling number 2 is hurt. He may have to go get some stitches in his upper torso. But Buck Robley, when he finishes with you, you're going to have to go get some in your... And you're going to have to go get some in your...
I thank you for coming out, brother, and thank you for speaking for both our friends, Mr. Wrestling number 2. Fans, we're going to have more about Mr. Wrestling number 2 and Colonel Butler, Christopher, George Wilbur in the third little bit. Right now, we've got a match standing by. Let's go back to Joe Pedicino.
What a night of wrestling. Now we have coming to you Randy Rose and Outlaw Joel Deaton taking on Igor and Chick Donovan.
All right, we've called for our next match. We've got Randy Rose and Joel Deaton in the ring, waiting for their opponents, Chick Donovan and Jim Powers. Waiting for, Igor.
Joe, any word, if you had any word on the condition of Mr. Wrestling number 2?
Well, they have taken him to the hospital. We do know that. He has gone to the hospital. Right now, we've got a match here coming up with Randy Rose and Joel Deaton taking on Chick Donovan and Igor. I tell you, I'm so shook up over the things we've seen so far here today.
Come on in here, Bobby Blackstone. Let me show them what your roots are made of. Come in
editing,
here.
none of that stuff.
Come in
This
here.
is live television. Live TV.
Well, I tell you, I'll tell you the truth, Rhubarb, I didn't know it was going to be like this. All right, are ready for the match? The referee calling for the bell. Let's get our competitors.
Pizza man, ring the bell.
We've got Chick Donovan starting off for his team against Randy Rose. Rose and Deaton, and Rose tries to come in on a sneak attack. Donovan turns around just in time. Now we've got the muscular physique of Chick Donovan in the ring, the golden boy Chick Donovan. And he and Randy Rose are really look like we're going to have a great tag team match here, Rhubarb.
Going to be a great one indeed. And, of course, as you look at golden boy Chick Donovan, who owns a gym down in LaGrange, Georgia, works out every day in great physical condition. And, of course, Randy Rose, who just one day goes nasty away.
Well, some good moves by both Randy Rose and Chick Donovan. As we said, this should be a good tag team match, two good solid teams. You know, the kids really love the Mighty Igor.
They sure do, and of course he's got young fans and old fans too as well, but especially young fans all over the place.
You know, let's talk real quick about our ring announcer. You might notice he's in a little unusual garb for a ring announcer. It's Officer Gil Fernandez of the Atlanta Police Department, and we want to thank him for being our special guest ring announcer on tonight's show.
Well, he's doing a great job for us, and of course the whole Wrestlethon 88 is to try to raise money for the City of Atlanta police officers. They need desperately these bulletproof vests, and there's something like, what, $250 a pop, and trying to get some. And I want to thank all the people that have gone by Magic Market and donated money today. It's really been great, Joe.
All right now Donovan makes the tag with the Mighty Igor. Igor in. Now the Texas Outlaw, Joel Deaton, over with an arm drag, a fireman's carry. Igor, good wrestling moves by the Mighty Igor as he trips Joel Deaton and brings him back down to the mat. And look at that. Joel Deaton shows he knows how to wrestle, too.
Well, Joel Deaton, of course, from Tyler, Texas. He spent a lot of time out on the ranch, and he knows all about bulldogging. He knows all about calf roping and all that kind of stuff. And I'll tell you something. He and his brother Hoss have been quite a combination on Southern Championship Wrestling. Of course, Hoss Deaton, we saw him a few weeks back. He may be out forever from what I understand.
Well, I just got word. Rick Stewart just came in, and I just got word they have taken him to a hospital. He is being looked at by a physician. He has a couple of very, very deep cuts. I don't understand what was in that brace that would cause cuts like the one that they're telling me Wrestling 2 suffered. It is a very serious situation, according to the people at the hospital.
Joe, when the colonel came out of that box, he had the face of a madman. How he got out of that institution, I don't know. How he got a license to wrestle, I don't know.
I want to talk to Gordon Clements about that. That's all I can say. Right now, over the top, but Deaton able to make a tag. Rose comes in, attacking the Mighty Igor. Igor now into the ropes, comes off, goes down. That's his turn. Randy Rose using the boots. I'm sorry, Rhubarb, but gosh, I'm getting where I can't even talk here. I'm going to lose my voice, and we've got to be here live till 3 a.m., Rhubarb.
I'll tell you what, Joe, this is live television. The City of Atlanta has not had live television wrestling in over 20 years.
That's
right.
It
was great seeing you on the History of Pro Wrestling with the great Ed Capral.
Oh, I tell you, we enjoyed doing that special 2 years ago. It was fun to watch. Now look at this double teaming. Great teamwork from Joel Deaton and Randy Rose.
Did you notice Randy Rose kind of slither out of the ring? Slithered out.
Randy Rose coming over and bothering Bonnie Blackstone, who's standing by. Good move by Igor.
makes the tag, and in comes Chick Donovan. Chick Donovan, look at that. Look at that. Great moves by Chick as he puts high elevation onto Joel Deaton into the ropes once again. Cuts off for a drop kick, but Joel Deaton saw it coming. Holds on to the ropes. Donovan goes down. Tag in now to Randy Rose. In comes Rose. I don't know how bad Chick Donovan was hurt by missing that drop kick, but it has certainly taken the winds out of his sails. And right now, Deaton and Rose are taking over on Chick Donovan. Both men collide right in the middle of the ring. Both men are down. Deaton comes back to his feet first, makes the tag with Rose. And again, look at the teamwork as he stops Chick from tagging. Takes Chick now, takes him away from the corner. And rhubarb, Chick Donovan is in some trouble. What a body slam on Chick Donovan. Look. Oh, the knee! This time it's Randy Rose who misses. Igor now in on Rose. Here comes Deaton. There was no tag made right there. Deaton is not the legal man in the ring. Igor goes back to Rose. Big elbow into Randy Rose. Now, here comes Joel Deaton again. The referee having a hard time keeping this one in control. And now Deaton goes over and drags Chick Donovan into the ring. So watching Igor, he doesn't have near the size of Randy Rose or Joel Deaton. He gets in there. Of course, he's from Warsaw, Poland, and it's my understanding at one time before he came to America, he was on the Polish Olympic wrestling team. Well, he showed some good moves right there as they made a switch and threw Deaton and Rose into each other. And now Deaton thrown outside the ring. Randy Rose now in the ring with Igor. He goes in, and Deaton throws a knee right into the back of Igor as he's coming up. Rose now up on that second rope, and here comes that flying fist. Igor goes down. He's got him covered. He hooks the leg, and that's it. The winners of this match are Joel Deaton and Randy Rose with some fine, you might say, borderline double teaming. Right now, we've got a special interview standing by back in the dressing room. Let's go to Rick Stewart.
I got fantastic news for wrestling fans. Tomorrow night in Marietta, Georgia, the Cobb County Civic Center, and on Sunday, June the 26th at Henderson's Arena in Atlanta, one of the true legends of professional wrestling returns. You know him, he needs no introduction. He is Rufus R. Jones.
That's right, baby. The people in Atlanta see me before. They know what I stand for. You know, when I go in that ring, only one thing on my mind, that's to win any way that I possibly can. Because Rufus Jones, woo, like to get down, baby, and get funky like a monkey. Because, baby, when people start hollering and screaming, and Rufus Jones starts feeling so good, and when I start feeling good, if I get my hand on my opponent, and the freight train started, and the headbutt started, then it's all over with. You know what I love about Georgia? The beautiful girl in Georgia here. They call it the Georgia Peach. And Georgia Peach, Rufus Jones is back, baby, and I'm back to stay. If anybody stepping my way, baby, I'm going to put them out my way because I love all you fans. I love all the kids. I love to shake hands. I love everybody. But I just like to take care of business at ring. And when they call me Rufus Jones, baby, you take care of business. And I will, honey. I will take care of business. You know, a lot of tough people right here. You talk about Buck Robley. I know him for a long time. That man do anything in this world to win a match. Also, he'll hurt you. They'll laugh about it. The man is rough and he's tough. Big Slater. I can go on and name a lot of them, but I'll tell them all here right now. Rufus Jones is here, baby, and I'm going to get down. And before I go, I want to give you that $1 million spot.
Well, wait a minute, Rufus. Right before you go, for your fans in Marietta, your fans in Henderson to the 26th, I understand you've been on a very special training program to get ready to come back to Southern Wrestling.
That's right, baby. A very special training program, you know. I used to eat one barbecue rib, but now I eat two. I used to eat one chicken, now I eat two chicken. I used to eat 3 pork chops, now I eat 6 pork chops. Baby, I'm training very good, and I feel so good, too. Look at me here. Woo! Right on, baby.
Fans, the freight train is back. You'll see him tomorrow night in Marietta, the Cobb County Civic Center, Sunday the 26th in Atlanta. Rufus, we'll see you a little bit later, fans. go to this brief commercial timeout. We got more great matches on Wrestlethon, including Ruthless R. Jones, right after this.
Right on, baby.
Going on here live in the studio, and I guess it was going to happen sooner or later. Somebody had to interview Missy Hyatt. Now, I know she made a special trip to come all the way here for Wrestlethon 88. You were, yes, your name's in the TV guide. Now, you were supposed to be here tonight, but Missy... I am here tonight. I know, but Missy, you came down here this afternoon.
I know. You know, I really want to thank y'all because you and Joe are so nice to have me and Paul come out here and help the afternoon while y'all were out there doing that thing with the cars.
Missy, you call that help? This morning you came on TV. You were very nice, which was not quite like the Missy Hyatt that I've known.
I think me and you ought to get together and, like, go shopping or something. You got such great taste in clothes.
Missy, we're not talking about clothes here. I mean, today you came into our studios. We had Rhubarb Jones, one of the top...
you know what? He's such a jerk, and I just like to say, you know, it, like, has our names in here.
It's called Rhubarb Jones a jerk, Missy. He's one of the top disc jockeys in the whole United States.
In Atlanta. But it's like I said, it's probably dangerously Missy Hyatt, Tommy Rich, and Eddie Gilbert, and it's like, God, y'all really wanted to raise money for these guys, and
bulletproof vests.
Yeah, I should have been out here for like 2 hours. Then we could have raised a whole lot of money.
Missy,
me and you we could have like gone shopping and everything and done some real fun stuff.
Missy, you're dodging the issue. This afternoon you came here and you tied a man up in the studio who was left in charge.
That Paul did it. You weren't here. You don't remember? Paul did it all.
I was gone this afternoon. I was on a guest appearance, but Paul says that you had a lot to do with that. Missy.
No, I really tried, but you know, I'm real defenseless, and I really can't fight against men or anything like that. And I thought if I'd try to stop Paul from tying him up, he might hit me with his phone.
You were defenseless, and you didn't have any part in tying up Rhubarb Jones here in the studio.
No.
Okay, now, I understand. I mean, I wasn't here. I didn't see it and everything. I did hear about it, though. But, Missy, you're the same individual that 2 years ago laid Dark Journey down in a ring and spray painted her yellow.
Yeah, I know, but if we went shopping, I wouldn't do that to you.
But, Missy, you're the same person I know that uses Gucci handbags on people.
No, I have Louis Vuitton now, and I wouldn't hit you with it either.
Well, it's been my pleasure to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, Missy Hyatt, let's go now to Gil Fernandez standing in the ring with our next match.
Talk about wrestling at its fattest and its meanest. Now we have the behemoth, Mr. Big, taking on Ricky Starr and Tim Anderson.
All right, our next match is a handicap match as Mr. Big takes on Ricky Starr. Jim Anderson, I think. I tell you, Rhubarb, I am so messed up right now with the way things are going. The referee calling for the bell. And both men now, Tim Anderson and Ricky Starr, going after Mr. Big.
Joe,
you know, this is Mr. Big has not been wrestling that long, they tell me. Jerry Blackwell tells me that Mr. Big has not been wrestling that long. And to take a handicap match now like this, I don't know if it was a good idea, and especially here on this big television special. That twice now, Mr. Big has run right into those turnbuckles.
Joe, you were the show that was on earlier today, the history of pro wrestling in Atlanta. I remember when I was a boy, there was a wrestler named Haystacks Calhoun.
Yeah.
Used to thrill the crowds here in Atlanta, and this Mr. Big reminds me quite a bit of Haystacks Calhoun.
Well, Mr. Big right now in this handicap match, there's a big headbutt. There comes another one, and Tim Anderson goes down now. I tell you, a handicap match has to be one of the most dangerous matches in wrestling because he must take on both men. And in this case, it's not even tag team style, Rhubarb. Both men are allowed in the ring at the same time. So Mr. Big is having to take on both men. Rhubarb, now they are just literally throwing Mr. Big right into these turnbuckles. Let me ask you a question. I understand you got a phone call during that last break about the condition of Wrestling 2.
Joe, I made a call, and even as we speak, Wrestling 2 is in the emergency room. He's being worked on by a team of doctors, not one doctor, but a team of doctors.
Well,
are tending
let's stay in touch with the hospital, and so hopefully before we leave.
Joe, I've never seen anything like that in my life. It was live television. It's stinks to high heaven what happened to Wrestling 2. There was no point in that happening.
Well,
money,
get this.
$5,000 or no $5,000.
They have just handed me a note. Get this. Right after this match, we have standing by in the dressing room Rick Stewart, who will be interviewing the bounty hunter.
Well, good luck to Rick Stewart. Rick Stewart, of course, has done a great job since coming to the Georgia area with Southern Championship Wrestling. He's liable to have his hands full with that.
Right now, both Ricky Starr and Tim Anderson are putting the boots to Mr. Big, and I've got to say, it's beginning to look like this was not a real good idea for Mr. Big to take on this handicap match.
Joe, I want you to just examine the size of the arms of Mr. Big. His arms are as big as Ricky Starr, Tim Anderson's leg.
Mr. Big is down, and they're going to roll him over, and I tell you, I'm afraid that they're going to be able to beat this man. Whoa! Well, he still has some strength left, obviously. He's groggy back into the turnbuckle, but he took both of those men and pushed them off. I think they got his dander up, Rhubarb.
That is one mountain of a human being. Look at this.
Whoa!
Clothesline him down, he went.
What a forearm clothesline, and now he puts him up.
Oh, no,
that's it, Ricky Starr.
That's it.
No way Ricky Starr will get up from that. Listen, let's go back to the dressing room right now. Rick Stewart has got Colonel Buck Robley standing by, and I, for one, want to hear what this man has to say.
Me too, Joe. Me too.
And before we talk to Colonel Buckley, Christopher George Robley III, I'll give you a brief update about the situation with Mr. Wrestling number 2. Apparently, he will be unable to compete tomorrow night in Marietta, Georgia, at the Cobb County Civic Center. However, sir, Southern Championship Wrestling is looking, even as we speak, for a substitute opponent for you.
Mr. TV announcer, let me take this opportunity to introduce myself to all you wrestling fans in Atlanta and the surrounding area. I am the sick and devious Colonel Buckley George III. You know, Mr. TV announcer, I got a piece of paper. It's a certificate, and it says I'm legal. I've been gone for 4 years. But it didn't stop me. Now I'm on a mission. $5,000. I like money, Mr. TV announcer.
Sure you do, Mr. Robley. Sure.
And I'm the best at collecting bounties. I've collected them all over the world. And I always get my opponent. Now, you know, Mr. TV announcer, I feel bad. I feel bad about what happened to Wrestling number 2. I saw something that looked like he might have had a broken collarbone. He might have had a torn shoulder. Might have been a rotary cup on that shoulder. I'm just not sure. But I want you to know, Mr. 2, every time you turn over that shoulder and you look on the other side, you're going to see this smiling face. Because I'm not through with you. If it's in Marietta, if it's in Atlanta, if it's in Athens, Georgia, or any other place I have to go, I will finish the job. I will take the mask off, Mr. 2, because I do it better than anybody else.
Fans, let me remind you,
I'm legal. I got the certificate. I'll bring it to you.
Legal or not, tomorrow night in Marietta, we're looking for somebody to wrestle him. We'll be back with more. We'll be back with more Wrestlethon 88 right after this brief timeout, including your opponent on that.
Wrestling fan, we've got more great wrestling action coming up here on Wrestlethon 88, but I wanted to bring Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert back out here, an opportunity to talk to you by yourself, an opportunity to talk with you by yourself without Paul E. Dangerously, Paul E. not here,
That's right.
because I think you've got yourself in a position now tonight here on TV that I don't think you wanted to get in.
No, what we've done tonight, for all you people, free of charge, I got to stress that you've done it for all these people. Free of charge, you made the match here on television, myself, and Wildfire, the big legend. Let me bring that out, another legend in professional wrestling, Tommy Rich. Right here tonight, one-on-one. Now, if I win, Tommy Rich and I reunite, people of Atlanta, Georgia. If Tommy Rich somehow another, if I were to slip on a banana peel in the ring here tonight, he were to get the pin on me, Paulie Dangerously, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert will leave Tommy Wildfire Rich alone. We'll never bother him again.
All right.
Right, Paul? Right. Guess who's here? Guess who's
I
here?
thought we were going to be able to talk to you without him.
You are. He's not here. He's sitting over there.
All right, you could very easily find yourself in a position on this TV tonight where you have to agree to never bother Tommy Rich again.
Joe, I saw this afternoon at, 5:30. You had to show on the history of Atlanta wrestling, the history of Atlanta, Georgia wrestling. Well, people, tonight, in just a little while, won't be all right, Paul? Just a little while, we're going to be making a new edition of that little segment you've got, the history of Atlanta, Georgia. You're going to be seeing the reuniting of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Tommy Wildfire Rich, and I've got to do this, Paulie Dangerously along with us. And then if we have to, we're going to add the most gorgeous lady in professional wrestling to the stable, and we're going to be the happiest group in professional wrestling because I have the most dangerous and smartest man is my manager, Paulie Dangerously.
Isn't this great?
It's just you've done it. You're the man that's done it. You brought all this to all these people here, right, Paul?
It's just so sweet. Would you mind standing up?
I'm making a point. I'm making a point. I'm sitting here because this is exactly what I'm going to do during the match. I am not going to stand ringside with Eddie. I am not going to use my telephone, which I've done many times, and I admit it. I am not going to interfere. I am not going to do one D-A-M, and you know the next letter thing. I'm going to sit with you and objectively broadcast the match because I'm not going to let everybody go out there and say that Paulie Dangerously is a rule breaker or any of those other names you can come up with. It's going to be Eddie versus Tommy. May the better man win, and I ain't getting involved.
Any of you people buying this act?
I won't either.
You won't interfere either.
No, maybe me and Bonnie can go shopping.
I tell you what, we'll just see. We'll just see, okay?
Let's just,
free of charge.
And thank you very much for having me here tonight.
For Wrestlethon, that's why we're here.
let's go to a commercial break. We've got a great tag team match coming up right after this timeout.
Fall dangerously at Eddie Gilbert running their mouths about Tommy Wildfire Rich. In just a couple of minutes, these two are going to meet up head-to-head live right here on Channel 36.
Yes, you know, Rick, before we start talking about that, I'd like to say hi to all the fathers over there in Marietta. We got a big Father's Day spectacular tomorrow night in Marietta. Next week at Henderson's Arena, the 26th, we'll be there. We're going to be in Athens at the J&J Sports Arena. A lot of things going on, and never ceases to amaze me right here tonight. I mean, Eddie Gilbert and me, you know, me and him, we wrestled together, and like I said, hadn't had no beef with the boy. I mean, I know Eddie from Tennessee. He broke in, you know. Me and him go way back. We were partners there. And it's like I said before, you know, we didn't have Paul Dangerously then. The only times I ever had a manager has been the worst times in my career. You know, as far as for Tommy Rich, I don't need a manager. I'm my own man. I take care of my own business. And Eddie, if it takes me going in there and whipping you to make you see the light, brother, well, Tommy's here to do it. I mean, you know, it's just like that big brother thing. You know, I'm just like a big brother to you, Eddie Gilbert. And I'm going to go in there and I'm going to wrestle you because I know how to wrestle. And I know you know how to wrestle. I know you know how to break the rules, too. But don't forget, at one time, and I'm not proud of it, Tommy Richards broke the rules, too. So what I'm telling you, Eddie, be ready for a good old fight because I can guarantee all the people sitting out there, they fixing to see one in just a few minutes.
Fans, don't forget you can see Tommy in person Thursday in Athens, Georgia, the J&J Sports Arena, and Friday night, Calhoun, Georgia, at the Red Bud High School Gym. Tommy, best of luck to you, brother. We got a match in the ring. Let's go back to Joe Pedicino. Into the most sick celebration I've ever seen in my life. See people celebrating the end of wrestling.
I want everybody to know we're proud.
The bounty right here, huh?
We're proud of ourselves.
The bounty.
Never you better see wrestling too. You have him see wrestling too, you better.
And now, the bout for all the marbles. Tommy. Wildflower Rich.
Why don't we let him handcuff Paul Douglas and let's step together?
We've got just enough time to get that started. Let's get them out here. Let's get them out here. Let's get Eddie Gilbert and Paul Dangerously out here. And Tommy says let's handcuff Paul E. Dangerously to Officer Gil Fernandez.
That's a capital idea.
Well,
but you know,
walking up the ring now, it's hot stuff.
This is live.
Eddie Gilbert.
All right. The idea we get now is let's handcuff Paul E. Dangerously.
Excuse me, I'd like to commentate with jokes. I don't want to be I'd like to commentate with you.
Look, we've only got 3 minutes of airtime. We've got to get this match underway.
Bad cramp right now, my knee.
Right? Look, we've got 3 minutes of airtime.
I came walking right through that door. Right there, Paul. Come on, get the show on the road. Right there, Joe. Come here, you rub it. Here, right there.
Eddie Gilbert, this is disgusting.
Come on.
All right, referee.
I thought I was okay. Well, he has cramp sometimes. So I mean, geez, this one.
We're about out of time.
You know, this happens.
I cannot believe Rhubarb Jones. I know what you're doing, Dangerously. I want you to know that. I know what you're doing. You know we're close. We got about 2.5 minutes left.
Hey, we can finish the match that fast. Don't worry about it. If you go off the air, you can show it next week. Just like all other wrestling promotions do. If you go off the air, you show it next week.
This is live. Listen, Paul, Rick.
You might want to hear this, Mr. Dangerously.
Nice to see you.
How are you?
Nice to see you.
We go up there at 10 o'clock.
Just got off the phone. Just got off the phone with the general manager, John Sorrell, live TV. That's right. Gentlemen, we're going to continue on past 10 o'clock so you can get in there and wrestle Tommy Rich like these people want to see. Have a good time. You mean we don't have to go off? No, sir. We're going to stay right here. Yeah, who told us this? John Sorrell, the general manager of Channel 36. So the general manager of Channel 36 says we don't have to go off. Rhubarb, we've got a 1-hour time limit match, and we're going to stay with the match. Oh! A Pearl Harbor attack. It didn't work, Dangerously. It didn't work. You thought you were going to be able to stall. John Sorrell, the general manager, says we are here at Wrestlethon. We don't have to go off. We do have to do a legal ID. We do have to do a legal ID. Let's go to the legal ID right now, and then we've got this match. We'll be here till it's over.
Do your legal ID.
This portion of Wrestlethon was made possible by Regency Mazda in Buckhead and Regency Isuzu in Marietta, and by the Coca-Cola Company and J&R Clothing in Riverdale.
All right, we're back now on live television here in Atlanta, Georgia. And Mr. Dangerously, you embarrassed Channel 36 on TV. You embarrassed Southern Championship Wrestling. And now John Sorrell has given us the okay to stay on until this match is over. We will not go off the air. It's 2 minutes after 10 o'clock, and we're here for the duration.
On live TV, Joe Pedicino, yeah, Eddie's on top. And when it's all over, one way or another, Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert are going to be together with Paulie Dangerously.
I don't know.
Tommy Rich and Paulie Dangerously go way back. Tommy Rich and I go way back. And Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert go way back.
Oh,
very brutal, isn't it? It's very brutal, isn't it?
Yes.
That's what I want. That's what I want, Joe. I want to bring that out in Tommy. Kick him low, Tommy.
Well,
kick him low.
You're sitting here telling him to kick your own man low.
I want Tommy to be as vicious and as mean as possible. I want Tommy to blacken Eddie's eyes. I want Tommy to bust his lip. I want Tommy to bust his nose. I want the Tommy Rich that I managed to come out. I wanted Tommy Rich. Eddie,
Put him down. Make him go to sleep.
Eddie Gilbert has got Tommy Rich in the sleeper hold, and Rhubarb, if he does put him down, he has agreed to form a team once again with Eddie Gilbert.
We're going to have him.
This is live television. This ain't no videotape. This is live.
You know, Joe, look how mad Tommy's getting right now. Do you see the anger? Do you see the fury? Do you see the wildfire in him?
Yes, but
do
look.
you see the same Tommy Rich that Paul E. dangerously managed in Memphis when we shaved Jerry Lawler's head? Do you see the same Tommy Rich that Eddie Gilbert teamed with? I've seen a fire in Tommy that I have never seen. I took a dress on him. He did nothing. I broke his arm with Adrian Adonis. He did nothing. And Austin Idol and I damn near killed him with that bone. And he did nothing. And now the fire is coming out.
All right, but if he wins this match, you have agreed to never bother him again. You agreed on live television to leave any area that he comes into. He could ruin your career just by following you into areas.
Joe, I'm going to leave him alone because by the end of the night, Tommy Rich, Eddie Gilbert, Pauline Agency will be together, so I won't have to bother him because he's going to be my man.
Well, in the ring right now, he's in a sleeper hold, and I would say that things are not looking that great for Tommy. Oh, but look at this.
Oh,
he kicks it right in the face.
Viciousness, excitement, viciousness, brutality. Tommy Wildfire Rich. The same one I knew.
Well, right now, this, like we said, this would be a main event. All right, both men hit head-to-head right in the ring. Both men, forehead to forehead, and they're both down. I can't believe you. You're sitting here, and I hear you cheering, or not really cheering, but I hear you edging Tommy Rich on against your own man. What kind of manager can do that?
Tommy Rich is going to be my man. That's the point. Tommy Rich is going to be my man. Tommy Rich, Eddie Gilbert, and Paulie Dangerously, the new Fab, are coming back together tonight. I can never get back Tommy Rich and Austin Idol. I can get back Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert. They were greater than Idol and Rich, and they're going to be the greatest team of all time under my management.
Well, I don't think you're going to get him back. Tommy Rich, I think he'll pull out anything he has to.
So That's the point. That's the point. I will pull out anything I have to. I'm telling you.
Well, your man
one way
just
or
came
another,
close to a
it's going to happen. Hey, get that camera in the ring. Why are you hammering me? God.
Look at this. Wildfire Rich now coming back.
Brutality.
Rhubarb Jones.
Brutal.
One of the most brutal matches we have seen.
Brutal. And listen to the people.
Rich ain't going to give this thing a beat.
Oh, a boot right into the
people
chest.
tell this thing, whip his butt, Tommy. Whip his butt, Tommy. And that's what he's going to do. Because we're going to bring out that wildfire that they haven't seen in a year.
Well, I've got to believe you didn't have this plan. You were trying to get out of here at 10 o'clock. You were hoping that time would run out. There's no doubt in my mind you didn't want this match. But I will tell you, now that the match has started, it's everything we thought it would be. And we're not going to run out of TV time. We're going to stay right here live on Wrestlethon until this match is over, Paulie Dangerously.
Joe Pedicino, you're a great man. You're a great man. You're a great man.
But
you're a great man. And I admire you.
But
you know how you know I admire you? After all the conflicts we've had.
Yeah, we've had a lot,
Even though I
buddy.
took over pro wrestling this week.
Tried to.
All right? Even though all those things. Notice I never had anybody hit you. Notice I've never hit you. I admire you. And I admire Tommy Rich. And I'm going to bring out in Tommy Rich tonight something that you people haven't seen since June 15th, 1987, when he broke his arm and I broke my leg in that scaffold match in Memphis. The end of the dangerous alliance with Tommy Rich. And tonight is the beginning on live TV.
All right. Tommy Rich now has Eddie Gilbert in a sleeper hold right in the middle of the ring. And we have your word. No interference. He's right in the middle of the ring. And he's got it clamped on.
Am I interfering? Am I interfering? Look at that brutality. Look at that brutality. Look at that brutality. Huh? I'm not interfering.
Eddie Gilbert made it to the ropes, or we would have seen.
Look at him. He's going crazy. That's it, Tommy. Let loose. Take that fury out from underneath.
What are you going to do if Eddie Gilbert hears you telling Tommy Rich to come on, Tommy, do it more?
Eddie and I are partners in everything we do. And who says Eddie doesn't know exactly what I'm saying? Get the camera off me and put it in the ring.
Dangerous man. I have said for 2 years that you were one of the most depraved men I know. Ooh! Right into the Walkman. Now, that was intentional. There's no doubt Eddie Gilbert was looking right at it. Now, what is this? Oh, Eddie Gilbert goes out over the... he goes over outside. He goes outside the ring. Now, Paulie! I knew he couldn't do it. Paulie, dangerously, you gave us your word. I knew he couldn't do it. I knew you wouldn't be able to do it. You saw the situation he was in. You went in and you hit him with that damn phone. I'm sorry. Now, what is Dick Slater doing at ringside? What is this? Wait a minute. What is Dick Slater doing? What? Dick Slater grabs Eddie Gilbert. Yeah. And now he goes, wait a minute.
Hey, here comes Eddie. Here comes Hot Stuff. Here comes my man. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
He's protecting Tommy Rich. Wait, step back, Manny, no.
Manny Fernandez.
Manny.
I am stunned. Eddie Gilbert was protecting Tommy Rich, and now Dick Slater comes in. They're going to pile drive Eddie Gilbert.
Tommy, what Tommy wants? Tommy wants there.
A double pile driver with Slater coming off the rhubarb. I don't understand this. And now Dick Slater and Manny Fernandez. Now here goes Tommy Rich after Dick Slater. This is the most confusing thing I have ever seen. Now Tommy Rich just daring Dick Slater to get back. And now look, wait a minute. Look behind Tommy. Rhubarb. Dick Slater, what's going on?
I'm going to tell you something. Killing two birds with one stone. I'm saving Tommy Rich for Marietta tomorrow night. Because me and this man right here, Manny Fernandez, are going to take them titles from Richard Oates. And as for him, I showed you who the baddest man in the land was. And that's how it is. That's how it goes, Teddy. Because guess who's back in town?
I don't understand it. In the ring, Paul Dangerously is almost begging.
What is this?
Almost begging Tommy to come back. Tommy Rich, I don't have an explanation.
No, I don't know what the hell's going on. I couldn't tell you. Like I said, Dangerously, Eddie Gilbert and myself teamed up together. We was good together as a tag team. Dangerously, Slater, I don't know.
What did Dick Slater have in mind when he came in the ring? He said he was saving you for tomorrow night because they were going to take the tag titles away from you and Ted Oates.
I'm going to tell Dickie Slater something, all these people in Marietta, all over the country, brother. We had a dang good raising for the police officers in Atlanta tonight. And I guarantee you tomorrow night in Marietta, Slater, you can bank on Tommy Rich being there. Ted Oates will be there.
Now look, I don't want it. Okay? They're carrying Eddie Gilbert out of the ring.
Tommy, you want to hate me, man? That's fine. Okay? But
I do hate you.
That's Eddie. That's your friend, and it's my guy. And I don't care how much money I got to pay you, or what I got to give you, or what I got to promise you, or what I got to promise anybody. Listen.
One thing about these Georgia boys, I don't work for money.
Okay.
I tell you what. My friends.
I tell you what.
These people here is my friends.
Okay.
They want Eddie and me to team up, they'll tell me.
Listen to me.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Your money.
Okay.
That caused us all our problems before.
Okay.
You ain't got to make me no problem.
Okay.
I don't know why the hell they did that to Eddie.
Okay.
I'll find out.
Listen to
me and Eddie will take care of it. I don't need you to do it, though.
Tommy!
Fans, we have ran 10 minutes over.
But they're back together, aren't they?
No.
But oh no? He just said he teamed with Eddie. Now I gotta go help my man. But they're back together. They're back together. He just said he teamed with Eddie. And they're back
without you, he said.
No, with where Eddie goes, I go. They're back together. That's the bottom line. They're back together.
Fans, Rhubarb, I don't know what else to say. It has been, I mean, it's the first time I know of in history that a TV show was due to go off and didn't go off, but I'm glad we were able to stay with this. Even I would not have wanted to show a tape of this. This was live on television. And I just want to say thanks to everybody who was here tonight. We hope you had a great time. It's not over. Superstars of Wrestling is coming up next. And Rhubarb, we're going to stay here live for Superstars of Wrestling. We'll try and just clean this whole mess out and figure out what's going on. I want to thank you for being here and being a part of this. Rick Stewart is standing by. Let's go to a commercial break. We'll come back with Superstars of Wrestling right after we take a look at some messages.
Is a winner. Of course, you can see I've been joined by some people right here. Of course, the lovely Missy Hyatt is with us. Missy, it's always good to see you. Always good.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here, too. And since I'm going to be, like, hosting the...
Want to interview me or not?
And, of course, we have Paul E. Dangerously. Paul E., listen, you were last night, you were on the Fox Network nationwide. You made a monkey out of yourself here. Now, listen, we got to go back to the movie. You're not supposed to be here. Just listen. Wait a minute. Hold on. Well, let's go back to the Bounty Man. Wait a minute. No, we're back to the movie. Sorry, we're out of time. We're out of time. Sorry. Continuing here on WATL, Rhubarb Jones and Paul E. Dangerously and Missy Hyatt have joined us here. And, well, they promised to be nice. I said they can come on with me. They promised to be nice. We've got a movie coming up, The Traveling Executioner. They've got new careers going on. I said they could talk about their new careers. Now, Missy, what do you have going on?
Well, I am the host of the Continental Wrestling Show with Charlie Platt.
Oh, okay. I think that's great. And, of course, Paul E., last night, we saw you last night on the Fox Network on The Late Show.
Yep.
I'm going to be a comedian now.
You're going to be a comic.
Going to be on Carson. Going to be on Letterman. I'm even going to be on the new Missy Hyatt show one day. And as a matter of fact, right now, Rhubarb, right here on Wrestlethon, I want to debut my brand new comedy
You
act.
want to debut your comedy
live
act?
TV.
Now, wait a minute. Okay, well, before, all right, okay.
Ready?
All right, let's do it. Okay.
There once was a man from Nantucket.
Wait a minute. We got to the movie, The Traveling Executioner. Right to your address. No, we can't. You can't do that on television. You can't do that on television. You can't do that. Stop that. There's no way. You can't do that. No, I'm sorry. You can't do that. I'm sorry. Forget that. You can't do that. Right. There's the address right there. Hi again, everybody. Rhubarb Jones of the Y106 FM Mornings. The crew with Paul E. Dangerously and Missy Hyatt. Of course, the Safer Atlanta Fund is what this thing is all about, the Wrestlethon 88. We want you to go by Magic Market and get those donations in there. When you go by and get your chips or your soft drinks and so on and so forth, get those. Paul, what's
Hey, listen. You shouldn't be worrying about the rope. It's for a magic trick. Something that, we're practicing on, okay?
We're after the show tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't be worrying about that. I think what you should be worrying. I want to know, what's your qualifications for being here on Wrestlethon?
Well, I've been a fan of wrestling.
Oh, well, it's a big deal.
Wait.
So you're a fan. What gives you the right to be here? You're not even a good country and western. What do you do up there at the station?
Well, Missy, I'll have you know, I have a three-time national award winner on that. I mean, I do know a little bit about it.
Mickey Mouse
No, I wouldn't go that far. Wait a minute. Now,
I know more about this wrestling than you do. Don't worry about that.
Paul, just
give me. Paul, you can't wait.
Come on. Don't wait. Come on.
Well, I guess it's the Missy Hyatt telethon, and hi there, and forget those. And while I'm here, we can have I'm Missy Hyatt poster, and we're going to some movies, but I'm not on the movie, so let's go to it.
Tell you something, pal. Wait a minute.
You can't.
We're Missy Hyatt, Paul E. Dangerously, and we're once again here with old Rob Hart Jones from Y106. And the thing is, Rob Hart, be quiet. What I want you to tell these people is that that's your quarter that you put in there. And the thing is, I want you to tell these people now how much you like Missy's poster. Because when I took you over there, you were go ahead, tell them.
Missy, I ordered your poster. It's a nice poster.
That's right. How many did you order?
Well, 7. I've got a lot of friends.
You're the one.
It's a nice poster. It's a nice
Missy,
poster.
Missy.
Take care of it.
Take care of it. Rhubarb,
Look into that camera and tell these people how much you love Paulie dangerously. Tell them. Tell them. You want to do it?
I like Paulie.
Do it. Do it.
Tell us that Bonnie really does dye her hair.
You got another one? You want me to do this one?
You can do it. You can do it.
Say hi to Eddie Gilbert. He'll be here tonight. Say hi to Eddie.
Hi, Eddie.
Say hi. Hi, Eddie. Are you watching? Say hi to Missy. Say Missy's the most beautiful natural blonde you've ever seen.
I'm the most beautiful. Tell them how Missy's the most beautiful lady in professional wrestling.
You're the most beautiful lady.
And you're the best manager in the whole world.
Do you people ever notice that rhubarb never talks while Joe Pedicino's drinking a glass of water? There's a movie coming up. Watch it. Donate some money. We're having a great time with old rhubarb. You know, Rhubarb was over at the airport, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and we had to tie him up and teach him a lesson. And you know, Rhubarb, I want you to tell these people now that, you know, Missy's asked me to hit you with the phone to teach you a lesson.
I say we get rid of the jerk. Get rid of him.
I won't hit Rhubarb with the phone because I'm not that kind of guy. And I said it'd take a pretty rotten, despicable human being to hit you with the phone.
Rotten?
Would you
Why
do it?
rotten?
Would you do it?
I'm a nice person.
You think Missy'd hit you with the phone?
And I'd like to hit him with it.
Be my guest. Go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, Missy Hyatt.
I usually use a purse and stuff, but I think this is going to be great. What is it?
What's what? What is that? What is that?
What's going on?
What?
Take the phone. Here.
Hi there. I want the phone.
Take the phone. No, you take the phone.
You take the phone.
You take the phone.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Joe.
You take the phone. You take the phone.
I don't know what's going on here. It was her idea. It was her idea. It was her idea. It was her. It was her. It was her. It was her. It was all Missy. It was all Missy. It was all Missy.
All up. I swear.
Joe, let's swear. Who did this?
Listen, Joe, you left me in charge here. You left these animals here. And let me tell you something. I've never been so dadgum humiliated in my life.
Who did this? Missy. Missy. It was all Missy.
I told Eddie.
It was all Missy.
I told him not to do it. I really did. I told him not to do it, and he tied him up.
Rhubarb, what happened? I go out to Regency Isuzu.
What?
We have a great afternoon out there. I come back and they tell me,
I'd like to be untied.
You two are in major.
He did it. I didn't do it. He did it.
You did it.
He did it.
This is, you've embarrassed us on national television.
I tried to help
You've embarrassed us. I hear this has been going on all afternoon.
I'd like to be untied if I could.
Oh, just shut up.
To be untied.
Joe.
Just get off.
Just get off.
Get
off. Joe,
now.
Rhubarb is into S&M, and he asked us to do it. Rhubarb is into S&M.
Get out of here. Just get off.
You did it. He did it.
Let me.
Here, would you like for me to help you here?
Larry, I've got Larry Martin here.
Oh, yeah, big gun.
I've got Larry Martin from Riverdale.
Are you okay?
Missy, please
From Regent, Larry, I am so sorry. This was supposed to be your segment here, and we were going to talk about Regency Isuzu and Regency Mazda. And look at this. I mean, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Will you just get off this set now?
I know. I'm trying to get him out of here, and he just
Thank
won't
you,
go.
Missy.
Go.
I appreciate it, Missy. Larry, I don't know what to tell you. This was, I came back, I walk in the front door, and I see, they've got this man tied up. This was supposed to be a segment where we were going to show a tape from earlier today when we were out at Regency Isuzu in Marietta. Obviously now we don't have the time, but I'd like to invite you back tonight. You've done such a big part of Wrestlethon. I'd like to invite you back tonight. We'll show the tape tonight. I've got to get this mess straightened out. I tell you right now, Missy Hyatt and Paul E. Dangerously are in a lot of trouble. That's all I'm going to say. And right now we've got more movie coming up. And Larry, if you'll come back later tonight, we'll be, but let's go back to the movie.